What is it? What's wrong?
Mom's coming to town. She might need a bone marrow donor. I want to get tested.
Look, I'm sorry your mom's not doing well, but I don't think that's such a great idea.
I have to do something.
I guess I can't stop you.
Crystal and I are going to visit her after school.
Are you gonna come?
I'll try and get there. You two better get to school.
He was killed instantly. Thankfully, no one else was hurt. A brief memorial service will be held soon. The family's gonna let us know. There's a grief counselor in the office all day today, and a critical incident stress therapist is having a discussion in the library for anyone who wants to join.
So that's pretty weird.
I know. I don't even know how I'm supposed to feel. I mean, I knew him, but we were never friends. You heard about Chris?
Yeah. That's pretty rough.
Is Renegade gonna do a story on him?
I never even thought about it.
But you'll write something.
It's not a good time for me right now.
Still.
Hey, are you okay?
I gotta go.
It's not easy, is it? Being friends with the ex? Guess not.
Hey, is Renegade gonna do something on Chris? I just thought we all knew him. Seems like Renegade should do a kind of tribute or whatever.
It's not really my kind of thing.
Okay, well, Jack said it wasn't a good time for him, so...
He asked you to ask me?
No,
Good. Because I'm not really into Renegade these days anyway. Why don't you do something on Chris?
looks like I don't have a choice. Okay, so, for the story, how are you reacting to the news of Chris Henderson's death? Because it's not like either of you really knew him either.
Chris was the first person I talked to at the school. What he said to me was a completely disgusting come-on.
That would be Chris.
And I had to put him in his place.
If you listen close, you might hear him not saying no. But it seems that you are when you turn your back and go.
These are the only flowers he liked. Said they weren't too girly.
This is so messed up.
I know.
I mean, you broke up with him. You got him all wrecked. And now you're putting up flowers.
You knew the boy who died? Chris Henderson?
Yeah, we went out together. I mean, it was last year and it was only a few times, but it's really special, you know?
Could I share a thought about Chris Henderson?
Yes.
I think it's terrible that he died. I mean, the guy was only 17. But one thing I gotta say, I noticed that you reporters never come to the school when we ask you here for anything else. I guess it's terrible news that sells, right?
Classic Cherniak. Why did she pick the wrong guy to interview?
I just said the truth.
Yeah, the truth can be complicated. I'm writing something about Chris for Renegade.
I could help you with the story if you want.
I think I've got it under control.
Okay.
Yeah, we knew him.
And what was your reaction to his death?
It's been hard. My friend here and I, we were really close to Chris. That's why we're headed out for the day. Too many memories. We need to get away, go someplace quiet.
Thank you.
Crystal, hey. You did that story on the girls' basketball team?
Right?
So, you know Sarah?
Yeah, why?
I'm doing a thing for Renegade on Chris, and I know they used to go out. I was wondering if she'd talk to me. You know, share some stories about the guy.
Well, she'll have stories for sure, but she probably won't tell them to you.
Why not?
They broke up because he hit her. The guy was a jerk. I still can't believe you said that.
Well, I had to say something.
So, Patty's doing the Renegade story on Chris.
She told me.
I would have thought maybe you'd want to do the story yourself, seeing as how you and Chris were so close and all.
Maybe that's why I can't do it. It's hard to talk about things that hurt.
So where's this quiet place we're gonna go heal?
The mall?
What?
Look, it's true what I said back there. I mean, we did know Chris well. You argued with him almost every day.
Yeah, but the mall?
Look, you kind of dressed for the guy, right? I mean, you wore stuff to get him to say something rude so that you could snap back at him. So I'm thinking that you need a whole new wardrobe now that he's gone.
Good thinking. We need some serious retail therapy.
You okay? I know you and Chris were really close. I can't imagine if my best friend died like that.
I was there.
What do you mean? In the car?
Look, it wasn't just a car accident. It was a street race. That's how he got killed.
I want to get tested to be a donor.
It's not an easy procedure for the donor.
I know. I read about it. But it can also be hard for you to get a match.
Why?
She'll probably need a native donor.
What do they do?
Well, they bore into your pelvic.
We don't need to discuss this now, huh?
I'm gonna be tested too.
For what? To be a donor?
Yeah.
It's late. Better get these two home. It's okay if Jack wants to do this, but I don't want you being tested. I'm sure there's other adults who can do it.
Retail therapy is a good thing.
Definitely. I think I'll wear the pink camisole tomorrow.
Chris would have had something to say about that.
I know. I was already thinking of my comeback when he said something gross. But then I realized he wasn't gonna see it. What?
I want to call Jack. Just say hey.
And that would be because...
Because I'd hate for that conversation at school to be the last time I talk to him.
That's kind of morbid.
I don't know what I would say anyway. I don't want to go to this thing today.
Why not?
Because there's going to be speeches about Chris and people are going to cry. I can't. There's just a lot of stuff. I just don't want to go.
Okay, we'll meet you after class. We'll go for a walk. Hey. You're not going?
No. I called Mrs. Henderson. She understands.
Do they know about the street race? I mean, are they covering up? Or do they not know?
They know their son died. Why don't you just leave it at that?
It's weird that he died right here.
One thing about Chris, you know how everyone's always so afraid of what everyone else will think of him? He didn't care. I like that.
Yeah. It's also what made him such a jerk.
Is there something you wanted to say? Were you a friend of Chris's?
Yes. I mean, I knew your son, and I just wanted to say how sorry I am for your loss. Thank you. I'd like to leave him something.
Yeah. Let's give him something that he'd really appreciate.
What do you mean? I am so cold. Hey, Chris. I hope your family doesn't take this the wrong way. But we thought you'd like it.
You know, my dad always says, like, everything's gonna be okay. And I always used to believe that. But I don't anymore.
The last time I saw him was in the hall, when I pretended he wasn't there.
Last time I saw him, I told him to go for it.
You were with him at the race?
Yeah. I convinced him to go. Said it'd help him get back into the swing of things. You know, we did all this crazy stuff all the time. We never thought anything bad could actually happen.
You guys met in grade 2?
Yeah. He just moved here. He brought his baby sister in for show and tell.
That's so cute.
Yeah, but she started crying, and he did this weird little dance for her to get her to stop. And then he realized that this whole new class was watching.
It's not your fault he died.
It's not your fault either.
Thanks.
Many of you have told me what knowing Chris meant to you. His sister and father and I want to thank you for everything you said and written, and for being here today. I have something else to say. Chris was just like you. He thought he could do anything. And he's dead. Chris died street racing. And I'm so thankful that he didn't take anyone else with him. I just hope that someone will learn from what happened.
So what are you gonna write now?
I don't know. That was really brave of her, though.
Yeah.
I miss you. I know you don't, like that. That's okay. I love you. I'll probably always love you. The story was supposed to be a tribute to Chris Henderson. A story about what he was like. But I realized I didn't know him that well. I can't tell that story. I can only talk about what Chris's death showed me. I learned there isn't a right or wrong way to grieve. Grief can be public or private. The only thing I can say for sure about Chris Henderson is that he was 17 years old and he died. And by dying so young, he changed us all in some permanent way.
RenegadePress.com online. Check it out.
Let us know what you think.
About the show, about life.
Talk to us.
RenegadePress.com online. Be there.
Next time on RenegadePress.com.
Now that you have a boyfriend, he's being forced to see you as a sexual being.
Sexual abuse.
I did some research on the Beresford Landing Indian Residential School.
What did happen to him there?
What did you do to him?
Get out of here.
What's really going on?
Dad!
What are you doing?
But I should have tried. I should have stopped him.